What's up, my cheesy friends? Welcome to a new video. Today we're gonna make a little thing, baking. It's a side hobby I do every now and then. Today we're gonna make a Swedish chocolate cake like thing called Kladdkaka. My girlfriend's mom baked this when I visited and blew me away. Delicious. This is the second time I've made it. I've made it before a couple months ago, but this time I'm gonna film it for you guys and we'll see what happens. Following a recipe here on my iPad, and yeah, let's just get into it. First step is to line the bottom of the. I'm gonna use a springform pan. It's a lot easier to pop out, you know, so you can have the thing by itself, so you don't like dig it out of a pan or anything like that. So we're gonna line the bottom with parchment paper. We're gonna have to get the sides a little bit too. So. There we go. Lock it into place. Now this is a trick my mom taught me, is to crumble it up a bit so it's a lot easier to manage rather than trying to shove it in the corners and it is popping back into its original shape. Yeah. And bam! It's a lot easier that way. Sure, it's not a smooth texture, but sure, it's like a lot easier though. What? Not sure why that popped out, but it's a lot easier to get into the hole. So. Alright, we're going to put that to the side for now. Next step is to melt the butter. Now, a lot of these measurements are in metric, so I've converted them approximately to whatever we use in America. So it calls for 150 grams of butter. Each singular stick of butter is approximately 113.25 grams, something like that. So I use about 1 1/3. That about averages to that averages to about 150. So I'm going to cut this up into small cubes. I'll start with 1.5 minutes, just let that run. Next step, whisk the eggs, sugar lightly together and stir in the butter. Alright, so 3 eggs. And the sugar, there's 3, they call them deciliters. And each deciliter is 0.45 cups of sugar. So there's 3 of those, so it's about 1.5, a little bit less. This is a 1 cup measurement, so I'm just gonna, oops. So that's 1 and a little bit less than a half. Whoops. Go in there. Alright, and whisk. Break up the yolks a little bit. I think I might have started boiling it. Oh well. So I'll just whisk this up a little bit more so it's like a kind of like this consistency. It's a gloop sugar. I get some more air bubbles out of that. All right, and we'll mix in the butter with it. Alright. So it's a lot more soupy now. We'll just mix it up a little bit more just to make sure there's an even mix. Fortunately, we're not putting milk or anything in this, so it's not worried about the stuff seizing up. Alright, so I'm gonna have to bake this at 200 degrees Celsius. In baking terms, that's approximately 400. It's not a direct conversion, but for baking, that'll do good enough. So we're gonna preheat the oven 400 degrees while we mix this up. This is a pretty quick recipe. It's pretty simple. There's almost about 6 different ingredients in there, maybe 7. All right, so that's all mixed together, and all right, so we're gonna start with one of each. So flour, there's 3.5 deciliters, which is about 2 cups. Again, a little bit less. All right, that's 3.5. Yeah. Well, wait, no, that would be 4. Oops. A little like the flour in there. Approximately, I guess that's 1.5 cups or so. I don't know. It really should be fine. There isn't. I don't think it's not terribly restrictive. All right, and we'll do 1 deciliter of cocoa, which is about half a cup of this. Because last time I wish I had put more cocoa in it, so I'm going to put a little more than I did last time. Here we go. That's better. It's about 3/4 of a cup that I put in there, plus whatever I added. We use a little sift. About half a cup of cocoa. Put a little back on there, and then we're gonna put in the vanilla sugar. So that's an actual thing. It's like vanilla bean and sugar kind of mixed together. I looked up. We only need 1 tablespoon of it. So the conversion rate is about 1 teaspoon of normal white granulated sugar and a little bit of vanilla extract. You can do the vanilla beans if you have them. You can grind them up together and stuff like that. But I'm just gonna do a general small little thing. I don't know how well it's gonna work, but that's what the internet said. So the internet don't lie, right? All right. I need some salt. How much? Uh-oh. That's like a pinch. That's a tiny bit of salt. Probably too much. Oh well. We'll manage. Grab a little wooden spoon and mix. Gotta make sure it's a nice even combination. We will be mixing into this, but I like to make sure this is all mixed together before we do anything. My girlfriend told me, I think, if I remember correctly last time I made this, usually you refrigerate the batter to make sure it's a little stiffer. Or no, you refrigerate it after you bake it, because the thing with this one is you don't bake it all the way. You keep it a little underbaked so it's a little bit goopy. Kind of like when you do with brownies and stuff like that. Similar concept. Alright. I think we'll need that again. I'll put this into there. Okay, gently mix it in. I like letting the bowl spin with it. It's fun. That's how fast we can go. That almost spilled. Let's not do that again. That was kind of cool though. Kind of slooped down from the side. Rubber scraper. It's my favorite tool in the kitchen. So yeah, you usually keep this in the fridge, but you can serve it warm, I guess. First time I had it was in the fridge for a while, so. Looks pretty well comboed. Smells exactly how I remember it, so. Alright, that's nice and combo. Oven just finished preheating, so we are good. Okay, so we're gonna grab back our spring form. We're gonna have to use a rubber scraper to even it out, but alright. So I'm going to try to flatten this out a little bit so it's more evenly spaced around, but we'll see how it fares. I'm not very good at this part of the... Alrighty. And then this is going to go in the oven for about 12 minutes. Yeah, it's almost go over here. Oh, nice and hot. Turn on the timer for 12 minutes. There we go. And I'll see you guys when I'm pulling it out of the oven.